Alright, so this is Colorism 101. You can definitely Google colorism, Google it, Bing it, Yahoo it, Jeeves it. You can definitely look online to figure out the definition of colorism. So we're going to do like the racial hierarchy of colorism. And then I'm going to go specifically into the black community of colorism. So I'm going to put brown here, brown, and black. And how I've learned it. Once again, you can always Google, Bing, Ask Jeeves, Yahoo. There's so many search engines you can use to figure out what colorism is. Dope. So somewhere in the few years that white supremacy has been around, they made this color hierarchy, and so everything is a proximity, means the closer that you look to white, the more privileges that you get. So our acceptable minorities or acceptable races are the Asians, and they're closer to white, and at the same time we don't really see a lot of Asian folks in mainstream media. Like they experience the same thing. However, they're not treated like black people. And so the next one that we go down is Native Americans, which is the red folks that we have. And as you see, like black is always at the bottom, and that's why we talk about anti-blackness. That's why I talk about anti-blackness a lot. And so you got Native Americans as red folks, and so right now what we've done is like we also created like a new, in our society, we've created a new racial category, or a new colorism category, which is brown. And what I've realized is that brown is the mixture of folks from India, Native Americans, and blacks like mixed together, and our Latinx folks. And black is the dark-skinned people. Even in all these categories, like the darker you are, so if you are a dark-skinned brown person, it kind of like puts you in the category of black, because nobody really wants to be put in this category of black. You're not treated the same way as a lighter-skinned brown person. And if you are a dark-skinned red person, because it's how closer you are to white instead of how closer you are to black, you're not treated the same way as more fair-skinned Native American people. And it's the same way with Asians and Indians. Like whiteness is always considered to be better or fair or just or good or treated better or seen as more innocent. Even in our dictionary, you can look that up to see, like, you can look at white, you can look at dark and black. You'll see that black is always has a negative connotation, whereas white doesn't. So when we specifically go into the black community, we have this same racial category within our own community. We have our yellow folks, which are our light-skinned folks, our mixed folks. We have our red bones. We have our brown-skinned people, where they're not red, they're not yellow, but they're brown, like the color in the Crayola box brown. And we have our black dark-skinned folks. And for some reason, well, it's not for some reason, this is how we are socially programmed, and we have to do a lot of unprogramming in order to heal. So that is our colorism. And so we treat our dark-skinned folks, our black folks, our black folks, our dark-skinned folks really bad. We perceive them as bad. We think everything they do is bad. We don't grant them the innocence that we do our mixed folks or our yellow folks. And we definitely don't grant them the same privileges as our red folks or brown-skinned folks. And it's the same thing. It's just because they look closer to white, and we think that their yellow skin means that they are innocent, and they're not. And we think that and we think that about our red bone folks and our brown skin folks, who aren't treated the same as the red bones or the light skin, but when they're put next to a very dark skinned person, they are treated completely differently because they are lighter. And this is how our hierarchy works, and it's sad because it's also become the overall hierarchy in society. And what is interesting is like we've erased yellow, because we really can't find Asian people out there. I know, like, I have 2 Asian friends, 3, 2, 3, 3, yeah, 3. And I've just gotten some Native American friends, which was hard as hell to find too. And I have Latinx friends, but to actually find spaces and communities where we all, as people of color, can come together and exist are hard as hell. And when we do, black folks, dark-skinned folks here, all these people within this category, which is the same as this one, which is interesting, black people receive completely different treatment because the racial hierarchy still exists. And we are still perceived as bad, terrible, horrible, etc. But, you know, you can use, once again, like, you can Google colorism and what that means. And you can see this racial hierarchy where I get this from. That's really all I have to share with y'all. This is probably spelled wrong, but once again, this shit is free. Like, if you want correct spelling, you can drop some cash in the app, and I will spell everything correctly. Until then, this is kind of what you get for free. So yeah.